Hey everyone, it's Alicia. Welcome back to my channel, and it is Thursday and I'm about to take my afternoon break, so I thought I'd take it with you. So I've been working on a whole bunch of things, and I don't make cards. So I've been making cards to go with some of the racks that I'm sending out, and I tried my best to channel like Lily, crafting with Liller, Alicia Love Letter Generation.
It's 4 o'clock.
There's our man. He hasn't been on for a while. Crafty Michelle and Crafty Kimchi, the super clean people. So because some of these are going to people like that. So this is card number 1. And this is basically just a layer of Maggie Holmes, atop a layer of Maggie Holmes, and another layer. But this layer, folks, is thicked up on chipboard, so it has dimension. And then this little butterfly, I also thicked up and made it into chipboard by layering it up on that paper I showed you. And then take a look, folks. Do you see, I didn't have those things that Crafty Kimchi used. I've ordered them since from Ali. Those little tentacles that are on the end, they're like floral stems that she uses. So Alicia actually attached purple wire and then attached jemmies to the purple wire to make that one. Can you imagine? You don't even want to know. My hands don't work like that. But I got it done, folks. So this is thicked up like chipboard. This is thicked up. So there's a lot of dimension in this card, as you can see. Now, I didn't attach this on a foam dot because that would have been too dimensional to fit into an envelope. As you can see, it's super dimensional. And then the Spirited, I just stamped onto the chipboard, left it raw because I liked the way it looked, and just put it on a little piece of the gold. And that's it for the front. And then the inside, it bent a little. Okay, the inside is just super plain, folks. I didn't even glitter this butterfly up because I'm trying to use restraint for the person this is going to. So that's card 1. Card 2 is a little bit more layered and a little bit more Alicia because this is going to cruise. And so what I did on this one is this is also thicked up on chipboard, layered up so it has lots of dimension. This is actually a sticker that I layered up on chipboard. So cruise, you could actually pull that sticker off and use it if you want. Because I attached the chipboard to the back of the sticker instead of the front, so you can just peel her off and reuse her. I put a Maggie Holmes ticket in the back that I got from Miss Alicia Love Letter Generation. And I put a piece of tulle over that to give it some texture. Instead of using the twine, I decided to use tulle and a little sparkle. And then I also got this little piece from Alicia Love Letter Generation from that ephemera pack she sent me, and I just thickened it up on chipboard. You can see these are super dimensional. See? I can't sew, but I can put things up on chipboard. And this says, I love this one, the little things are often the biggest things. So this is Cruz's card. I've never seen Cruz in real life, but I imagine she looks like this. In my head, this is what Cruz looks like. Really kind of cool, but also she can be dorky like me. Kind of like we're both dorky. And so she's like wearing a cool outfit with combat boots, but she's got flowers, Cruz. So inside, this one's just super plain. Look at me being super plain. Did I show you the inside? Yeah, I showed you the inside of the other one. Now let me show you Dina's. As you know, I have no Disney ephemera. So what I did was I took a piece from a magazine and I cut it out. I thickened it up on chipboard. As you can see, I did stain it green all the way around to try to hide the chipboard on this one, very much so. And then I layered that up on top of another thick chipboard piece. So this is a heavy card because it's chipboard and chipboard and chipboard. It's a lot of chipboard. And then, as you can tell, I glittered up, even on my crappy camera, I glittered up the edges of the card, right? And then I put a little butterfly that I fussy cut out of the Maggie Holmes. And I wasn't going to glitter up the wings, but I liked it better when they were glittered up. And then I stamped Dream, and obviously you're staring at the butterfly in awe. And that's the exterior. And the interior looks like this. And yes, I really glittered up that butterfly. Because even on my crappy camera, you can see, oh, some of the glitter spilled out. It's not supposed to spill out like that, but it did. Look, folks, it glittered up the whole sheet. I must have closed that before it was dry, folks. This stuff takes hours to dry. I usually let it dry overnight, but look what it did. It accidentally glittered up some of the stuff. This is why you prototype, so you learn these things. But I did learn how to make cards from doing this, so this one I'm going to send out to Dina. But now I know leave it overnight. I thought I did leave this overnight, and it still glittered up the page. Weird. Well, that's learning for you, folks. All right, my last card I'm going to show you is this one. And I really had to use restraint, folks. This was hard. Alicia wants to like layer this up, but I didn't because it's going to someone who is much more judicious. So what I did was it's just an Alice cut apart and I layered that, if you can see behind, on gold glitter. And the glitter just peeks through the ribbon, which I really think this person will like because it's subtle. Do you see that? It adds a little glimmer, but it's subtle. And then all I did was I glittered up the light to give it illumination. See that? And then I put a tiny glittery gem in the middle. And I just glittered up a little of Alice's hair, and that's it. This shiny thing over here is really from the glue. It's invisible when you look at it, but on camera. So there you go. Now you can see. See how it looks shiny on camera, but it doesn't look shiny in person. But this does look shiny in person. Look how much glue I have on my hands. Don't ever wash my hands. Okay, so that's the front, and this is the interior. So on here, I just attached a piece of paper and I added a little spider sticker that I got from Miss Carrie Martin. Yes, I did. And then I laid down another piece of paper, and then this one I gilded all the edges and I sparkled them up. Now, I wasn't going to do all that because, again, this person is very judicious and very like careful about and very precise, and this is way more Alicia artsy messy, but I didn't like it just white, folks. It was making me nuts, so I had to do it. I like it much better like this. I hope she, what is that weird piece of paper stuck there? I like it much better like this. I hope she does too. All right, so that's the last card I'm going to show you. There's more, but that gives you sort of a range, right? Like Disney Fussy Cut, Miss Cruise's Maggie Holmes Ask Cool. This one's for Alicia Love Letter Generation. I tried, Alicia, to be as judicious. I did do asymmetrical cutting, but I tried. Look, I even like distressed this for you and only glittered the corners. I was so judicious. So judicious, but still it's a bit more glittery than you would do, and I know that. And then this one is for Crafty Michelle. Now you see why I'm being so judicious, right? Crafty Michelle, Alicia Love Letter Generation, they're super precise makers. So this, folks, is my attempt at clean and simple. This is as clean and simple as I can get. And you know what? It's a little funny. Sure, she says that, but this is all distressed and the edges are glittered. This butterfly's glittered up, right? On this one, I'm using lazy trim and I gold tarnished the inside. I mean, clearly I'm not meant to be a precise maker because this is as precise as I'm ever going to get, folks. This is it. And this took me holding my hand back because like I wanted to do so much more to this. And I'm like, Crafty Michelle won't like it. It's not that she won't like it, it's just not her aesthetic. And since I know that and I'm making it for her, I'm doing my best to honor her aesthetic. But it was so hard, so hard. All right, so now Cruz the other day was saying Alicia makes everything beautiful, and I'm going to show you my brooms this week. But I also want to show you something I made for Dina, and I'm so glad I did a prototype because I didn't even think this could be an issue. Okay, so Cruz, non-beautiful work. Ready? Okay, 2 problems that I learned while making this for Miss Dina. All right, folks, so this is a jumbo Memdex. And you know what's funny? Miss Dina just said she got one the other day that didn't fit in her Memdex folder and she needed the person to make her a smaller one. Well, girlfriend, this is not going to fit in your Memdex folder. This is bigger than a giant tag. But I obviously custom built this myself. And I fussy cut out these and I laid them up on chipboard so it's dimensional. And then I built a shaker over this amazing Maggie Holmes paper, and I deliberately chose the piece that said magical because of the Disney component. And the back, this is a giant tag. It has Dina's name down the side, and these are fringed. Not that you can see that on my crappy camera, but this is fringed and in a contrasting paper. And then this is a glittered up chipboard butterfly. And this I was going to attach on a foam dot. I did like the way it looked better on a foam dot, folks, but it would have been so dimensional because I'm going to tell you something about making these. So how did I get this idea for this kind of like boa-esque trim? Carmen, do you remember my friend Carmen sent me those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful jumbo tags? Well, she had this kind of like ostrich feathery thing wrapped around it, and I loved it. And so I studied a little bit in the interior, and then I watched a video that someone did, because this, folks, not only do you have to layer this up, this is also really thicked up. Like, I'm going to tell you, this is half an inch thick. Because what I did was a layer of paper plus the shaker, then a piece of the, not chipboard, but a piece of craft paper, like sturdy. Actually, it was cut from packaging that I saved from my scoreboard so that I could make it really stiff. And then another piece of this, and then in between that is this boa thing, boa trim. Okay, so to get this to work, what you have to do is you have to lay down strips of foam tape to keep the middle section up. And then you have to glue it all together. It's actually harder to make than it appears. That's why I needed to do a test run. And I have to tell you, I learned a lesson. So Dina, I'm sorry, I didn't think about checking, but these are from nature that they just sew in a line. And I didn't count on this side being fluffier than this side. So I didn't check the piece I was using to make sure this side would match this side. It's not where I put it in the tag, folks. It literally has less feather here. I should have used a section. I should have, look, and it's losing feathers as we speak. That's something I want to warn you about. There are feathers all over my kitchen and living room area. I have to, it sheds feathers, folks. So this was a bit more feathery like this, not as much, but it sheds as you start working. So just be aware of that, one. Two, I didn't think to check to make sure that the sides would be even and to find a piece within it that was more even. So I'm sorry, Dina, I did this learning on yours. So this is a little uneven here and it's super uneven here. But the other mistake I made is that lately I've been kind of skimpy on shakers because I like them to be a little, I like them to have a lot of movement. Like when I did those small ones for Crafty Kimchi, like I had very few in there so that it would move. But then I got Danielle's swap and I liked how hers looked super chunky. So I built this one super chunky for Dina because I wanted it. Let me show you. Sorry. You know what? I put in extra pieces this time. Like I actually hand punched out with some scrap paper, double-sided Maggie Holmes paper in here to give it dimension. You can't see it because it fits in perfectly. But here's what happened, folks. Because this is my first time using this many sequins, I used too many. Next time I'm going to use less. So 2 mistakes. Didn't check to make sure the boa itself was naturally even when I bought it or when I used it. And the second thing is I used too many sequins in this one. I still really like it, or I wouldn't send it to Dina. I still think it's so cute, but I'm telling you the truth. Like, I think I could have made this a lot better. So sorry, Dina, you're getting the learning. And there's my pocket for my information to Dina. So this is Dina's Jumbo Memdex. And then my last thing I'm going to show you is, do you remember that Miss Jellybean sent me these cute little envelopes? Oh yes, do you remember those? They were so cute. So what I did was I turned them into a mini shaker. There's like, see, let me take this out so you can see. It's a mini shaker, super cute. And see here, I didn't put in too many, so it actually shakes. And then I tucked these in. So you just get a little peekaboo of the shaker, which is really sweet. And a small scrap of Maggie Holmes in the back, 2 pieces of book paper, spirited stamped on some chipboard, and just a little piece of the mint ribbon. And that's it. See, judicious. I'm being judicious for these people. So I turned these shabby envelopes into a clean-esque Maggie Holmes project. See how that happened magically? Thank you, Miss Jellybean. Look how cute, guys. They're really cute. So cute. So cute. So those are my project shares for today. I have lots of other stuff in the works, but I'm going to take my break now, go for a walk, get a coffee, enjoy the sun for a bit, pick up a few groceries, and then come back and clean up because, yes, folks, it's a holy mess again. Have I told you about my love of potato chips? You are currently resting on a bag of potato chips to give me some height. I'm not kidding. I love potato chips. I told you guys I love ketchup potato chips. I like dill potato chips. I like all potato chips pretty much. I do. It's like the one thing from my childhood that I've carried with me that I love. Don't love sweets that much. Don't like cake that much. Don't like ice cream. I like salty. So I don't mind a little salty and sweet together. Kind of like Lily's wife, but I really like salty. If I can choose between like a big bowl of ice cream or a bowl of nuts or potato chips, I'll choose the nuts and potato chips any day. So yeah, I know I'm missing home a little because I'm eating more chips this week than usual. And that tells me I'm missing home. Like I need a little taste of America, a little taste of North America. So that's what I'm doing. I guess, you know, crisps are all over the world. Whether you're in Australia, you're in New Zealand, you're in England, they're all over the world. But I love me some American plain potato chips. I just do. I just do. So maybe I'll have a bag of those, the ones you're resting on, and have my little breaky break. And I'll be back on later today. Alice, absolutely Alice, has a fantastic tutorial, folks. And I mean fantastic. So I'm going to direct you there later today if you haven't seen it. She actually has 2 that I think you should see. If you want to start taking a look at it, take a look at her binder mail. I'll link it down below. It's fantastic. Those of you who want to make binder mail, this is a must-see tutorial. And while you're there, take a look through some of Alice's projects. She's super innovative. She makes beautiful projects. She incorporates all sorts of mediums, vintage, Maggie Holmes, stamping. Like, she uses all different mediums, and I think her work is really precise and really beautiful. All right, so I'll put that link down below for her binder mail tutorial, but there's another one I want you to look at too. And I'll be back on later today. I hope whatever you're doing, that you're making lots of stuff. And tell me which one you like the most. Forgive the messiness. I mean, clearly I don't want this had to be cut out from a magazine, right? But I don't know. I'm kind of liking these ones. I like them more, I guess, than I thought I would like them. Even though they're not my layered crazy. I do like them. So that's the good news. And Alice in Wonderland coming your way, Crafty Michelle. All right, folks. I will be back on later. I hope you made something today too. Take care and bye for now.